Hi, if you are planning your special day, the first thing your guests see are the wedding invitations. So let's make them special. You don't need a huge budget, you don't need to pay for professional printing. I'm going to show you how to make your own. They're really cute like this. You can add any decoration you like. The basic concept of the folder that you open up, and there you've got all the information. Perfect. So I'm going to show you exactly how I made these without any expensive crafting equipment. It's all the basic supplies that you can pick up really inexpensively and equipment you have at home already. So let's get started. These are supplies that you're going to need. You're going to want some ribbon. I'll talk to you in a little while about how much because it depends on the size of your invitations. You're going to need some card to make the actual folder. It doesn't need to be really thick, but I don't think paper's sufficient. And it's going to fold in two places. So just make sure you get some card that you're happy with. Now I'm working all A4. Obviously you're using whatever size you've got. And then you want your actual invitation. Now this here is available as a template on Canva. So you can get the one I've used and edit it. So I'll put the link in the description below and on the screen, but you don't need to use that. You can do whatever you like, but you are going to need some way of getting all that information and getting it into your folder. So now we know what we're doing. Let's get started. So the first thing you're going to have is the actual invitation. Now, however you've done this, you've got a certain size and you've got a certain style and design. So you're going to make it, print it off and cut it out. And it's important it's got all your information on it and that you've thought about the theme of your wedding because you want to make sure your invitations match the theme of your special day. And then once you've got that, we can think about making the folder to go around it. You also need to be thinking size right from the beginning. You want this to fit in your envelopes that you've got planned. So let's get started with that. I have cut mine out as if by magic and I'm now going to place them. Now I'm using a piece of A4 card, so that limits me. But I'm also thinking envelope size. Now I've got some envelopes that are 5 inches by 7 inches. So I'm going to be thinking long and hard about making sure it fits. And you can see how these are going to go, leaving that point at the top. So I'm just going to have a little think and a mark out. Now it's too wide. It looks too wide and it's too wide for my envelopes. So 17 inches, really, 17 centimetres is the width of my envelopes, just 7 inches. If I make them that wide, they will not fit in. So I'm going 16.5 centimetres wide. So that 3D effect will not be a problem. So I'm making a note, going to be 16.5 centimetres wide. And I now need to think about the position of those and how big that flap's going to be on the top. Now how big it is doesn't matter, but obviously it needs to be enough to not be so short it doesn't really work. So I'm just putting my ruler there, having a feel. I think we're going to go for 24 centimetres. And then the flap will be on the bit at the top. So what I won't do is put the fold halfway up that 24 centimetre. Because if I do, it won't fold up very well. So I'm probably going to go 11.8 centimetres, i.e. just a little bit less than half, so that when it folds up, it fits under the flap really well. And I always make a note of these things, and I do recommend that. It's just getting you to think about it and then not have to think about it again. So obviously the point at the top is just going to be halfway along. And you can see I've already marked it out and then I've cut it out with a thick piece of cardboard. So this is my template and I can just draw around it on every single piece of card. I've got some little nicks there for where the fold's going to be, so you can mark that. And you can mark the centre of the hole at the top and then you know where you're punching. So just draw around, make your mark. It's just going to make it so much easier. You're going to get them all the same. Now I would say do one all the way through. Don't print them all off. Don't make all 40 or however many you need. Do one. And when we've done one, adjust it to whatever you really wanted when you realise it's not quite right. And then go again. So you cut that out and you've got your folder. And I would recommend at that point punching the hole, but you'll see in a minute I didn't. So this is one that I'd done earlier, and that's why it's not got its hole punched. It was just so that we had one ready. Now I would normally use a single hole punch like this, but mine's not working properly. And loads of people don't have one anyway. So what you can do is take an ordinary double hole punch that you'd use for paper that you've probably got from office supplies and use that. But it's harder. You've got to make sure you line it up really carefully. Now I'm not going to do it now because while I'm showing you, it's really hard for me to get my head in the right place. The next thing is to think about the folds. Now you want to score them. Don't just start trying to fold. So mark this, if you haven't already from your template, mark it at the height you want it and mark it at both sides. And then you're going to score it. Now you can either get a ruler and run a pair of scissors along the edge of the ruler, and that'll just give you a nice little score line. Or if you're lucky enough to have access to one, you can use a scoring board like this one. Now I borrowed it for wedding invitations we were making because I don't have one. Maybe that's an investment I should be making. And if you've got one of these, you just run along with the scoring tool and you get beautiful bends every time. And there you can see it just folds up beautifully. So we can start assembling it. We know all our dimensions, we've made it according to it. Check it fits in the envelope. I haven't shown you that, but check it fits. And then you can see how these are going to go. Very pretty, but don't stick them down just yet. We need to get that ribbon in place. So I'm just going to put those to one side and get my ribbon. So you need a piece of ribbon that's long enough that it can come back together through the hole in the centre of the flap and form a bow. And the best way of doing it is to just keep practicing. Mine's 85 centimetres. Now I know I normally work in inches and all of this is in centimetres, but this is how we were working at our house, so that's how it is. And just glue that ribbon in place in the middle. You'll see I'm using tacky glue, it really doesn't matter, but whatever glue you're using, don't use too much. You don't want to make your card all soft and wibbly and start bending. So the next thing is to put that top part of your invitation over the ribbon, and just make sure you get glue close enough to the edge that it's going to stick down well, but not so close it squeezes out. If any does squeeze out, just get a bit of kitchen paper and wipe it off quickly. You don't want any on the front because it could smudge it and make a right mess. So then position it. So you're going really for central. I was told by a graphic designer a long time ago, and I do mean a long time ago, that your gap above a picture should be slightly smaller than the gap below a picture when you're sticking it in like this. But central's just fine and dandy. And then make sure it's sticking down flat. Do the same with the other half. Now when you've got both stuck on, I do recommend placing it under a heavy book or something similar, just so it sticks nice and flat and you don't get any warping. If you haven't got time, don't worry, but if you have, it's a good idea. And then you could add any embellishments. If you want to add some little flowers or beads or sequins or any other details in there, just glue them in place. I'm going to glue 2 little flowers on, just to add that extra special touch. And I've got to say, I do think sticking extra bits on does make a real difference, especially if you don't put too much on, just enough. And I've magically punched the hole as well, you'll see, not quite in the middle. And then it's up to you if you want to decorate the outside at all. Obviously you can use rubber stamps, you can use stickers, you can use anything you like. And then it's a case of folding it down, fasten it up with the ribbon, and then if you're going to add something, you can do it then. You can see exactly what space you've got. So you've seen I've got a little flower that I'm going to attach. Just tying my bow. People can tie beautiful bows and I can't. So I tend not to. I must confess, on the ones we were doing, I didn't tie any of the bows. That was not my area of expertise. Perhaps we need a video on how to tie a bow and I need to be watching the video. So I hope you're enjoying this, and if you are, please give it a thumbs up so it spreads to more people and lots of people can make their own wedding invitations.
And then you can now see what it's going to be like. So if like I'm going to attach the flower to the bottom corner, and you know, feel free, little seals on them, stickers on them, draw on them, write on them. Depends how artistic and creative you are. Oh, that hasn't stuck down very well. You'll notice I'm just adding glue right to the centre so it keeps its 3D effect. And if it's not sticking down, you can just use something to hold the centre. So I'm just using the end of a pencil. Nothing flash tool wise. And there you go. You're all finished. And once you're happy with it, fits the envelope, go ahead and make them all.
I hope you enjoyed making your wedding invitations. And if you're still looking for more things, how about the video that's on the screen, which is going to show you how to make confetti cones, and enjoy your special day.